Why do you want to get healthy? Why do you want to get into a process of healing and eventually step into wellness? Why is that so important to you? I mean, there's going to be some hard times, blood, sweat, tears, changing your lifestyle, stuff that you're comfortable with. You're going to have to get uncomfortable and find comfort in being uncomfortable. You're going to come up with reasons every day as to why it's a perfect reason, logically sound, perfectly good excuse. You'll do amazing mental gymnastics in your head to justify quitting if you get started. And the reason why you need to have a good reason is to protect your ego from getting hurt. Why do you want to get healthy? What's it going to mean for you? Who's it going to affect around you? Who's it going to impact? What's going to happen if you don't get healthy? Who's it going to maybe negatively impact? People around you. What's it going to mean? What's it going to look like for you and the people around you? If you do or if you don't. Why is that so important to you? Is it because you don't want to have to break somebody's heart who has to watch you rot to death, suffering needlessly so? Ask me how I know about that one. Is it because maybe you got some kids and you want to set a good example and you're tired of being the joke in the family that's do as I say but not as I do? That's an old adage that, the actions speak louder than words. And if you got kids, speaking as a kid myself, a 38-year-old kid, we're paying far more attention to you for what you do than what you say. Just so you know. And I think you already know that too. So what is it? Why do you want to feel better? Is it because as you get older, you don't want to have to be a sick hospital patient? Is it because you don't like the idea of having to use medications as a crutch for just outright lifestyle laziness? Are you a religious person and maybe you're coming to a point where it's like, oh my God, I've been using the God as my choosing as a flippin' crutch for my laziness instead of meeting the God of my choosing halfway there and being faithful with what I've been given so I can be given more. Maybe you're tired of using your God as a crutch to be lazy. Why do you want to get healthy? What's your vision like? The reason I'm asking these questions is because there's so many people that say they want to do something, whether it's getting healthy or whatever it is, financially free and secure, you got a big dream, you want to solve a problem. Very few people actually get started, and even of that, very few people who get started actually see it through. Most people don't have the balls or the brass ovaries to get started and see it through. But they'll create all kinds of crazy rationale through mental gymnastics so that their ego doesn't suffer a blow, because a lot of people are in a big, honking, stinking, ugly ego trip. And that's what it is. So the reason I'm making this video is because, one, my heart hurts. I do have to watch people needlessly suffer and rot away and die. And it is so flippin' unbelievably difficult to have to watch people that you love and care about. I'm not going to be that person for people who love and care about me. I'm going to take care of myself as I am. I've got all kinds of reasons and why, and chucking my ego aside, because every day there's a perfectly good reason I could make up to quit. But I'm not going to do that. I'll reach down and I'll remember where my nuts are every time, every day if I have to, because I'm not quitting, because it's more than just about me, but it's about people around me too. So start thinking in terms of those things and develop a vision, something beyond a goal. A goal is pretty arbitrary and useless if you don't even know why it's important to you. And build up that importance so much to where it's an honest-to-God vision, something beyond why. I mean, you got a goal, you got why it's important, but what about your vision? What's everything going to look like for you and people around you? And what's life going to be like? What's it going to feel like for you and people around you? Build that up so compelling that you're not interested in protecting your ego from hurting anymore, so you don't do those stupid mental gymnastics and trying to come up with all kinds of crazy rationale, just like mostly everybody else. It's such a stupid, ego-trippy way to live, and I don't like it very much. It causes all kinds of pain and suffering, emotional pain, not just for maybe you, but people around you that care about you, that want you to be alive, and they want you to be well and living good. And you want to set an example. If you've got kids, dear God, you want to set an example. You don't want to be the joke at the family that's do as I say, not as I do. Step up and lead by example. It is so important. I mean, it has a positive impact around everybody, or a negative one, depending on what side of that fence you fall on. I cannot say that with enough importance from my gut and my soul. So there's many, many reasons why I'm making this video, and it's all emotional, it's mind, body, and spirit. And if you're waiting for, okay, Tom, I hear you, I got a date on the calendar, I'm starting, every day on the calendar is arbitrary and completely worthless, except today. Today is the only day that is not arbitrary and worthless. If your primary motivation is not your vision, but a date on the calendar other than today, then even if you get started on that day, you're going to quit. I'm not pulling that out of my butt. I see it all the time. And then there's the biggest people that act like losers of them all. I hesitate to call people losers because at everyone's core, I think you're all really great. You're just not tapping into it because you're more concerned about your stupid ego. But at your core, you're great. And the people that act like the biggest losers of them all are the ones that are waiting for their New Year's resolution, because that particular date, I guess, sounds cooler because it's the first date of the new year. So let's get started then. And those people are the biggest jokes. They act like the biggest losers of them all because they never see it through, except for the few that somewhere in there, they have a change of motivation from, well, I got started on the first day of the year to, oh, I've got a vision now that's actually really important to me. Those are the only ones that do it. People that have, whether it's January 1st or any other date on the calendar that isn't today, you ain't going to see it through. You're going to be a complete joke on an ego trip that's letting everybody around you down. So cut it out. You're going to break people's heart living that way. So just reach down. Remember where your nuts are, or big brass ovaries. Say this with full intensity out of love for the great person within you that you haven't tapped into yet. That's where this is coming from. So don't take it as a dig at you. Just take it as a dig against this stupid facade you've built up around yourself to protect your ego from hurting. I wish you'd trash that motherfucker because it's just causing nothing but pain for people around you as well as yourself. Now when I share this video, I gotta make sure that they know there's an F word in there. This is a really serious video, guys and gals. I hope you take it to heart. I hope it causes a really positive shift in how you think and how you put your ego in its place, and you stop doing the mental gymnastics. You get rid of the arbitrary date on the calendar, and you actually just get started today. And maybe you don't know what to do yet, so today you start looking for answers feverishly. And then when you find the answers, you feverishly act on it. And then you give some real meaning and some sustenance to the stuff that's coming out of your mouth, but your feet start walking in alignment with what's coming out of your mouth. Instead of what most people do, their feet are walking in the opposite direction of what comes out of their mouth, and they just make themselves look like big idiots. Not cool, because it causes pain and suffering amongst people around them, especially when we're talking about your wellness and your health, which is something that we have not 100% control over, but we have an enormous amount of control over our health and our wellness if we step up and become faithful after shrinking our big ego trips. If you know somebody who would appreciate this message, or somebody who would like this message, somebody you feel could benefit from this message, and you feel this is a worthy message to get out there, please click the share button. Get it out there. Perpetuate this message of healing, especially in a world and a newsfeed that is so dominated by just a bunch of negative pricks, probably in the business of still protecting their ego from getting hurt, with no positive aim for anything. So this is a pretty good message, I feel. If you agree with me, please share it. And I've also got a website if you want to check more of me out. I give away tons of free content, from healthy grocery lists to different plans and so forth, and tips and all kinds of stuff. And it's a pretty broad spectrum. It all has to do with health, healing, happiness, wealth creation, freedom, philanthropy for people that your heart just bleeds to be able to do more and give more. A big part of this is philanthropy, as well as health, healing, happiness, freedom creation, wealth creation, and all those kinds of things. The website is fireyourboss.xyz. It's not a .com, so don't go there. fireyourboss.xyz. I think if you like this video, you're going to get a lot out of that website. Thousands of pieces of content. I work for free. You pull out whatever you need that helps you, and you can share with whomever whatever you feel should be shared to help whoever. Okay? Next video coming soon. This video is completely unscripted, off the cuff. I hope everything came out coherently. And it's a one take also. Yeah, this is the first take. Bye for now. Thanks everyone for watching this and for sharing if you believe it's worthy to share. Bye for now.